Sci-Fi is one of the best settings for video games. There's so much a developer can do within that setting, so in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 upcoming sci-fi games in 2017 and beyond. Let's get right into this. Number 10, Planet Nomads. Planet Nomads is a science fiction sandbox coming from the guys over at Craneball Studios. You play as an astronaut who crash lands on a planet. Not the most unique concept in the world, but we'll let it slide. Technically, the game looks very impressive, and the developers say Planet Nomads was inspired by the likes of Minecraft, Space Engineers, and No Man's Sky. Hopefully it has a better launch than that last one. The game is expected to see an alpha release in early 2017 on PC.
The drill is best used to remove rocks and ground, and the cutter is for trees and bushes. Press T again to cycle through them. To hide the tools, press H. This also works for blocks. And the last thing, if it gets too dark, you can press F for flashlight. We hope this guide contains everything you'll need while playing Planet Nomads Alpha. Have fun with it, and please, let us know in the comments your honest opinion about the game and its mechanics. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time, Nomads.
Number 9, Dual Universe. Dual Universe is a space sandbox MMO, and the game is explained to combine elements of EVE Online and Minecraft. It's set in a continuous single-shard universe where players are allowed to fully edit the game world from a physical, political, and economical standpoint. This is a very ambitious game. Hopefully it turns out well. It's also expected to see an alpha release in 2017 on PC.
Now let's just step inside the ship and get to this space station. Here we go, inside the ship, taking altitude, a bit of speed, and here we go on the way up there. So as you can see, there's continuous transition from planet to space, as you saw in the trailer. One word about the UI, that you see just in front of me. This is just a placeholder. What we have in mind, ultimately at the end, is that you can customize this UI the way you like. By having widgets that corresponds to different elements that you have in your ship, so the active parts, and so that you can actually define what you're going to see.
Number 8, The Surge. The Surge is described as a sci-fi spin on Dark Souls, and it's coming from Deck 13, the guys that brought you Lords of the Fallen, which many would also consider a Dark Souls clone. That game was pretty solid. It had its issues, but it was an enjoyable title. Surge has a very promising setting, set 60 to 70 years in the future when technology that humanity depends on has turned against them. You play as a survivor in a post-devastation world. Graphically, the game is at a high level, and if Deck 13 can build upon the foundation they set with Lords of the Fallen, The Surge could turn out to be something great. It's expected to release in 2017 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
And this easier method does not allow you to receive the most powerful loot. So if you want the best things off the bosses, then you know what to fight them fair. Show honor. Not really. This is not really a game about honor. Threat analysis is almost full again. Let's see what happens.
Enforce maximum punitive measures. Dispensing sentence.
Okay, yeah.
Reboot initiated.
Down. Let's see if we can get at its other armor piece. Okay. Very nice. Boss defeated.
Number 7, Dreadnought. Dreadnought is a game that's been in development for a while. Coming from the guys over at Jaeger Development, the game is a combat flight simulator that from its pure scale looks insane. You play as the captain of a spacecraft across several classes, each with drawbacks and advantages. The idea is to make the player really feel like a commander and put the emphasis on strategy and positioning instead of pure action. The PC exclusive's got a lot of potential. Hopefully we see it soon.
Delivering deadly salvos from heavy weapon batteries. Think of the artillery cruiser as a sniper. The ship is big guns, strapped onto a quick engine, with almost no heavy armor, making it one of the most vulnerable flyers in the fleet. The artillery cruiser does its best work lurking in the outskirts of battle, spotting targets for teammates and taking out enemy vessels from afar. Bulky dreadnoughts are plumb targets for artillery cruisers. Lining up the perfect shot can be tricky, especially when quick ships like the Corvette manage to get too close for comfort. The Corvette is the smallest, most maneuverable ship in your arsenal. Dual front-mounted heavy autocannons and the Blink warp drive allow...
Number 6, Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars was one of the surprisingly great games on the Xbox 360. Released back in 2009, that was a real-time strategy game set in the Halo universe. Few thought that an RTS would truly work on consoles, but that game did a very good job adapting to a controller. Now, nearly 8 years later, we have Halo Wars 2. This time, the game will be releasing on Xbox One as well as PC for Windows 10 users. And this time, the game is being developed by Creative Assembly, the guys famous for the Total War franchise. Halo Wars 2 is almost here, set for a release on February 21st, 2017.
A large incoming enemy force. Eradicate them! Bench, ready for assignment. Taking fire! Ghost under attack!
Enemy forces spotted. Sending location.
Our allies' base is under attack.
As I predicted, the enemy is nearly done for. Protect the containers! Push them back!
Number 5, Matterfall. Matterfall is coming from Housemarque, who in the game development world aren't the most well-known guys out there, but they've worked on some of the best PlayStation downloadable titles such as Super Stardust HD, Resogun, and Dead Nation. With Matterfall, it looks like Housemarque is working on a AAA title, so it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. So far, we've only had a CG trailer, but that set a promising tone for the game. It's coming exclusively to the PS4. Number 4, Prey. The original Prey was a very unique first-person shooter. It was released back in 2006. We were supposed to see a sequel. That never saw the light of day. But what we are getting is a Prey reboot being developed by Arcane Studios, the guys that put out Dishonored. This is another game we don't know too much about. So far, we know it's a first-person shooter with RPG elements and a strong focus on its narrative. You play as a human that you can customize, and you'll make decisions throughout the game that impact the story. Hopefully, Prey doesn't fall victim to the same pitfalls that Prey 2 did. It is expected to release in 2017 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number 3, Star Citizen. Star Citizen has been one of the most anticipated games for the last several years. At this point, with the amount of funding it's gotten and the enormous hype surrounding it, it's gonna be really hard for the game to live up to expectations. For those that don't know, the game is a multitude of genres, an exploration game, a first-person shooter, all in a persistent MMO universe. It also has a very ambitious single-player mode dubbed Squadron 42, featuring the likes of Mark Hamill. We've been waiting for the game for so long. Hopefully we see it sooner rather than later. It'll be releasing exclusively to PC. Number 2, Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect was one of the best series created last generation. You can make an argument for it being the best gaming trilogy of all time. Sure, the ending of the third game left a sour taste in many of our mouths, but for overall quality, few match Mass Effect. Now we have the first current gen title in Mass Effect Andromeda. This game will offer much more customizability to the player, and unlike previous games, Mass Effect Andromeda will feature an open world environment unlike the mostly linear environments in the previous game. It does take place 600 years after the events of the first 3 Mass Effect games, but with this being a BioWare title, I'm sure playing the previous games will help with your overall enjoyment of the story. The game is expected to release Q1 2017 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Is that the Helios cluster?
Yeah, there we are. All these points could be vaults on other worlds. Dormant like this one.
Hey, look there. The whole place is lighting up. Power readings are off the chart.
Really off the chart.
But if it's back online, we should be good.
Finally, number 1, Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 has been one of the most anticipated games ever since its announcement in 2013, and we haven't even seen much of the game. Part of that anticipation probably comes from the fact that this is the latest game from CD Projekt Red, the guys that created the phenomenal Witcher trilogy. And with Cyberpunk, expect the devs to raise the bar once again. The game is set in a dark future in 2077 where advanced technologies have become both the salvation and cure of humanity. Expect the single player to be another amazing CD Projekt Red narrative, but the game is also expected to feature a multiplayer component. We just hope we see this game out before 2077. It'll be coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 upcoming sci-fi games in 2017 and beyond. What do you think? Which sci-fi games are you the most excited for? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.